Hey everybody, I've been kind of dreading doing this particular video. I'm excited about showing the match in this video, don't get me wrong, but so I know I kind of alluded to it in the last video, but I've been out of tennis for the past month. It's been about 4 weeks now. And what happened in this particular match that you're about to see is I got a wrist injury. I'll see if I can point it out in the video, but I thought it was a forehand return, and I felt the pop in my wrist. And spoilers, I did continue throughout this match, so you'll see the entire match that I played out with. But it was pretty painful to finish through the match. And first, I got it diagnosed as a wrist sprain and things like that. But I finally got an MRI, and I just got diagnosed. It is a bone bruise. So I'm going to be starting physical therapy here this coming next week, and we'll see what that looks like. Initial prognosis was maybe another month, hopefully maybe 2 months at most of recovery and things like that. But it's really hit me hard. Tennis has become such a big part of my life, and I've been playing 3 days a week, and I know I've discussed on the channel that I've really been doing a lot to improve, and it's been really hard on me. And it's really shown in putting out these videos and things like that, just engaging in tennis and things like that. I've been trying to be a part of it. I've been part of my USTA teams and going to matches and things like that. But I just really want to be out there and playing. And it's been hard for me just being on the sidelines and things like that. So as I go through the recovery process here, I'm going to still try to keep up on the videos, and, I'll record some of my friends' matches and things like that, and hopefully have them on the channel. But let's talk about this match. This was my first mixed match I've had in over 10 years. So when I started my USTA journey, I played in a mixed league. So this is a 7-0 mixed league. So combined combined rating of your team needs to be 7-0. So for this particular match, I'm a 4-0 player. I was playing with a 3-0 woman, and together we're 7-0, playing against two 3-5 man and 3-5 woman. And again, this was my first time playing a mixed match, and I would say it's a very much, it's tennis and it's doubles, but it's a little bit of a different game than you kind of see in, I'd say, traditional kind of like 4-0 men's doubles and things like that. So I'm very excited to show this match on the channel, and let me know kind of what you think, and I'll give my comments throughout, and I will see you at the end. All right, welcome into the match. We have me serving on the far court in the bright yellow, and my partner Christine at the net. Playing against our opponents on the near court. So yeah, this again is my first mixed match in quite a long period of time. So it is a 4-0 and a 3-0 pair on our side versus two 3-5 players. So as I mentioned in the intro, this particular match I sustained an injury. So we'll try to point out roughly where that took place. But starting off the match, I was feeling pretty good. Typically, we won the coin toss, and I wouldn't take the serve typically, but since I hadn't played mixed in so long, I figured might as well try to take the advantage of being the first one to serve and kind of see how that worked out. So, relatively nice day out on this day. Christine and I had played once before this as kind of a practice scrimmage match in teams, so we kind of knew each other a little bit from that meeting, but other than that, we hadn't played together before, or hadn't even met each other before. So this was a pretty brand new getting together for this particular match. So already down 15-40, so not really the best spot you want to be in starting off your serve, but Christine putting in a good volley there. So yeah, on this day, I didn't fully know the strategy for mixed doubles. I thought I could try to be very aggressive at the net. I wasn't sure exactly how aggressive people would be at the net, and then I started off getting broke. So that strategy did not work out for me very well here at the beginning of the match. But very focused on trying to be very aggressive and just assert as much dominance as I can on the particular court, because I wasn't sure how aggressive people play in this level of doubles and where people's net games are. But you can kind of see they're doing a very good job at kind of keeping the ball away from me. So that we'll see throughout the match. That was relatively challenging. They were able to direct the ball pretty darn well, so I would have to slightly adjust my strategy as we go out. But at the beginning here, it was, basically let's go 100 miles an hour. Let's see how much we can really be aggressive and just take over this match. And Christine putting in a very good shot there, putting us at 30 all. And you can see I'm returning on the deuce side, so we've been seeing that quite a bit more recently. I'm, again, more naturally an ad returner. So, but I know Christine was definitely more comfortable returning on the ad side, so I basically wanted to make her as comfortable as possible, being that we hadn't played each other, and just kind of whatever worked best for her, I would just kind of make do with what I could do. So we can already see it's pretty competitive. The guy was a lefty, so that offered a little bit more challenging, and the woman was playing pretty consistent we were playing against. So you can see I'm trying to do a bunch at the net and just couldn't do enough there to really sustain the point. So I will say this guy's lefty spin, I did have a little bit of challenge returning against it, especially whenever he hit a first serve in. But so I had kind of varied success here and there throughout the match dealing with that, and I put in a terrible overhead. That's kind of ugly to see so early on in the match, but again, just focused on being consistent but being very aggressive. So I get a ball at the net there, and he just puts in a very good winner, and we are down 0-2. So definitely not the spot we want to be. And you can see I'm playing my usual aggressive position when my partner's serving, and this is what I'm used to, but not used to the return the serve coming in a little bit slower than, definitely at the men's 4-0 level. So I give up 2 in a row down the line. So I think I learned kind of pretty early on that I need to pinch less middle and more to the side. So I definitely learned my lesson. And as I tell people, like, I'm willing to give up the alley unless I get burned like 2 or 3 times in a row. And that was literally twice in a row. So I knew just from the beginning of this service game, I'd be in for kind of a different breed of tennis than I had been used to for a while. So I had to be prepared for that. So Christine putting in a good serve there, get the point going. We got a good lob, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of in poor positioning, and we're already down 0-3, so definitely not in the position I wanted to be in. And I want to say it was during this service game where I injured my wrist. I'm not 100% sure on that, and I can't really see because, the auto edits and things like that, but I think it was around this service game that things started to not go well for my wrist. I heard a popping sensation, and then I felt a popping sensation, I should say. And then things just became very sore. It was still manageable. I was still able to kind of work around it, but I think we'll start seeing kind of shots maybe being a little bit more inconsistent as I'm kind of dealing with the pain and kind of working through that. So, all right, well, let's let some of these points play out, and we will kind of document the progress as we go. All right, so down 1-5 so quickly in this first set. So that's definitely not what I envisioned coming into this match, and with what I thought Christine and I were capable of doing. You know, partially the injury's partial to blame to that, I think, from my perspective, but I think for the most part it's just kind of getting used to the mixed game and how slightly different than that. Yeah, I think you see a little bit less pace than what I'm used to seeing, and a little bit more kind of balls that kind of like floating, more lobs and things like that. So I'm doing what I can to adjust, and you know, still trying to be aggressive, but you know, being where I can to put us in the best position to win the point. So Christine puts in a good second serve, and I didn't do a lot with that ball, unfortunately. So I see a lot on that day, and they get the winner there. So for some reason, and again, you know, could be the injury, that I didn't feel like I had the right put away power and things on the ball that I was hitting. So things were kind of frustrating for me from that perspective. But we get the hold there and bring it to 2-5. So, you know, feeling like we're getting a little bit of momentum and so our teeth into the match, but definitely still not kind of where I want to be at this point in the match. So I felt pretty good against her serve, despite, you know, dumping that forehand in the net. I'm so good at that in this commentary, like, because I don't pre-watch the footage, so you know, I just free-flowing thoughts and kind of what I'm seeing, and trying to remember this match was about a month ago at this point, so just trying to remember kind of where I was at and things are at. Of course, then I contradict myself as I'm watching the footage, but put in a good return there, get aggressive at the net, and able to do relatively well there. So I felt pretty good against her serve. You know, it took a while to, again, get used to that lefty serve from him. But I thought Christine was holding her own on the returning well, and then we get the break there. So, you know, we're building some good momentum. It's 3-5 now in this set, and we got my serve. And, you know, at this point, I, you know, took the kids' gloves off from my perspective, you know, getting through the pain and just really trying to cork as much spin as I can on the ball and really attack the edges. I thought attacking wide on both of them was kind of the best strategy for serving, and where I could be most successful. All right, so building up this set, getting into a good point there, and now down 15-40. So, you know, digging myself my own hole, but getting a good free point there, and now working this particular point. Decided to attack the net person and bring it to deuce. So again, attacking the edges. Christine putting in a good volley there, getting an overhead opportunity, but then it goes into our ad. So definitely in a good spot here. Getting into a rally here across court. You know, trying to more center it, get it off the edges here. I felt was a little bit better for me, but not able to find a position to attack, and he goes after Christine, and we gets the rewarded for that one. So again, going out wide, she does a good job on returning that, and I get to the net, putting a high backhand volley. Christine putting in a good volley, and then we get the error off the ground. So our ad at this point, and get the point there. So at 4-5. So really building ourselves into this match, and you know, feeling the momentum of it. Unfortunately, we have to deal with his serve now, which we had a little bit of difficulty with, trying to navigate that space. And I know he was hitting some very good hard lefty spin against Christine that was a little bit difficult to handle here and there. And definitely for me, if you spin those lefty serves out to my forehand, I definitely have a lot of challenge with those. So down 15-30 now, and him putting in a very good serve. Christine getting a very good lob return, and I couldn't handle that ball coming back at me. So now it's on for me to keep us into this set. I dumped the return in the net. So we lost that first set 4-6, but I felt like we had some very good momentum going into it. So Definitely feeling pretty good about where we're at and how we battled back, but wanting a little bit of better result for this set. All right, starting off with 2 breaks. Not really how you plan it out in a set, but definitely happy to get the break back against his serve after Christine got broken there at the beginning. So again, just building off of the momentum we had at the end of the first set there, and really just trying to find those weaknesses, be more consistent, battle through the pain and injury, and focus on being that consistent smart player and get that extra ball over the net. Because I felt like if we sustained the rally a little bit longer, we were starting to get the error from their side of the net. So that was really my goal at this point. I wasn't in a position where I could hit too many winners or things like that, and that's not really Christine's game, except a few volley winners here and there. I think we were both kind of on the same page of let's just sustain the rally and get it moving. So I get the hold there, up 2-1 at this point. And, as I've been preaching on the channel, it's just the name of the game, getting balls in play. Balls in play, and more likely than not, you're going to win the point due to an error than a winner. So put yourself in a position to elicit that error from your opponent, and you'll find pretty good success. And that's kind of been my mantra as of late, and it's served me pretty well, I'd have to say that. So all right, so down 15-30 in the service game at this point. Taking a look at a second serve here, Christine gets a good return in play. I'm able to keep it alive at the net, and we get the point. So again, I felt pretty good read on her serve here. just really attacking it. And Christine gets a good shot there, and now we're 1 point away from the break. So get the volley error, and now we get the point. So it's 2-all here in the second set. As I kind of learned from the first set, I'm in an aggressive position starting off, but you can notice that I start pinching towards the sideline here and there, except again on the commentary, I go center on that one. So like I've picked and choose kind of where my aggressiveness is, and kind of more slow rolling it rather than like fully committing to pinching middle. So I felt like I had a better read on how to be aggressive in this match versus kind of what we were seeing in the first set, where I kind of overcommitted on some of the shots and things like that. So felt like I was starting to get a better read on what to do, especially on Christine's serve, and how to be better to put us in a good position to win the point.
First.
All right, and we got a pretty good clean break there. So up 4-2 at this point in the match. And again, I think my service game was starting to feel pretty good. It did hurt serving quite a bit because I used a lot of wrist action on my serve. But I felt pretty good about kind of where my service games were and what I needed to do to win, to keep holding them. So felt pretty in command when it came to my serve, at least at this point in the match. So up 30-15, again focusing on no double faults, get the ball in play, work the point, and I sky a pretty bad backhand there. So that's not what I want to be doing, but again, it's rally tolerance. Don't just get the ball in play. So seeing those unforced errors from my perspective, I don't like to see that. So, all right, up 40-30 at this point. So feeling pretty good here, but getting a second serve again. And Christine gets a ball at the net and unfortunately can't handle the pace there. So we're at deuce. All right, she puts in a good return there. Slap a backhand, keeping it cross court, and get the ground stroke error into the net. So again, that rally tolerance, make them hit the extra shot and hope for the best, and then work my way up, be aggressive, do what I can there. So that's again, rinse and repeat, name of the game. It's what you got to do to be successful. All right, Christine gets a very difficult looking lob or a volley there, but able to get the error, and we're up 5-2 at this point. So feeling definitely very good versus where we were in the first set.
Okay, so I have, this is my paddle, which...
All right, so we dropped 2 pretty quickly, so now they're having the momentum here in this set, and we're up 5-4, needing a break to take this to the third set tiebreak. So able to get that first point there, but him putting in a good serve. It's at 15 all. I was feeling a little bit better at this point of the match on handling his serve. I think he had a little bit less on his serve at this point in the match. So focused again on just getting it in play. You know, I should be getting to the net. I don't know why there. I finally come in. Christine putting in a good volley, getting another good volley. And then I was able to luckily get that ball and redirect it and get the point there. So again, he was hitting some good twisting serves out to Christine at this point in the match, but I think she was able to a little bit better manage his serve here at this point also. So that definitely helped us in this return game. So getting good cross-court return, him going out wide, and a little bit too much for Christine to handle there. So getting in a first serve, getting in a backhand, and they were able to get the point there. So definitely in a fight, and he just barely missed that ball. You know, I decided to pinch middle and get very aggressive, and I got lucky that he just missed that shot. So worked out for us at this point. But at 40 all, I really want to get this point because I really want to just end it here and get it to the third set, where I think we have an okay chance at doing well. Christine gets a chance at a volley. Then I was able to get a short little put away volley at the net. So back on Christine, putting in a very good return there and getting the ground stroke error. So all right, we are at the third set tiebreak. So first to 10, win by 2. Let's see how this goes. All right, what a match. So yeah, I would say that was a pretty competitive match throughout. Went to the third set, obviously, and we were able to take down the victory as a team. So I'm very excited to get the first victory in my first match back at mixed doubles in quite a long period of time. Unfortunately, as a team, we did lose 1-2 overall. So you only play 3 spots in mixed, and our my partner and I were the only ones that won that particular week. So um, yeah, so early, relatively, I'd say middle of that first set is when I had the wrist pop. So I played the vast majority of that match with a very much injured wrist, and it was pretty painful to play through. But um, I I didn't want to forfeit. I physically could still play, just pain tolerance at that point. And I figured, what more could I do, even though I probably could have done more. But now being diagnosed as a wrist bruise, I didn't tear any tendons and things like that. So I didn't think I would, now looking back, I wasn't at much risk of doing additional damage. It was just kind of more irritation and things like that of the injury. So, all right. Yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think of the match? What do you think of the mixed game? Do you want to see more mixed matches on the channel? Unfortunately, I'm not able to play for a while, but I hope to continue with this mixed team and continue to play. But we'll see how that goes, if there's a spot on the team and things like that. But I really had a lot of fun with this particular match, and my partner was great to play with. So shout out to Christine. She was excellent. So it was fun to play with her. All right. Really appreciate it. And hopefully, again, I'll get these videos out more frequently. I think I said in the last one, I'm going to start developing a calendar of events and things like that, and more of a planned out schedule rather than kind of willy nilly the way I've been doing it. So really appreciate it. And as always, just get out there and play